He's pretty mentally weak in the ring. You know, as soon as things don't start going his way,
Yeah.
he starts to crumble, and things aren't going to go his way. So I think he's going to crumble.
Yeah.
Jake Paul watches in disbelief as Gervonta Davis's fierce sparring clips hit the internet. But instead of backing down, Jake admits it fuels him. The doubt, the criticism, it all makes the fight even more electric. He says he's been grinding, locked in, staying laser-focused. With a quiet confidence, Jake reveals this isn't just another matchup. He's wanted Tank for a long time, and now that it's real, he truly believes this is his moment to win.
Stand on business and say the other person's gonna win. I like it.
So when
it makes it fun.
When he lay your boy out, you know what I mean?
He's my boy too. I love Mike.
I mean, Mike will move from this side to this side without you knowing exactly at which move.
Showbiz the Adult fires back at critics who claim Gervonta Davis took the Jake Paul fight just for the money. He insists it's way deeper than that. Jake himself revealed that the contract includes a special knockout bonus, a detail that completely changes the story. If there's a massive reward for a KO, that means Tank isn't holding back. He's swinging with purpose, refusing to be the one who ends up on the floor. Suddenly, it's not just about pride anymore, it's money and legacy intertwined. Showbiz says most people are missing the mental game here. Tank's pride runs deep, and the thought of getting dropped by a YouTuber turned boxer is beyond unacceptable. So when people call it a cash grab, they're ignoring the fire inside him. To Tank, his name means more than any payday. And with Jake talking about knockout bonuses, this fight just turned far more personal, and far more dangerous.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're going to get a big, big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million.
Let's make it two.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake $1
Shake
million.
on it?
2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Go get it, shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh, my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag? Whenever I got good food on my plate, I clean the plate. There is no reason to bull jive. Hold on. Let me, because I'm going to play some Marvel Rivals. Let me get all this together. I'm going to be playing some Marvel Rivals later. Hold on, let me get my black. Two sugars, no cream. And yes, no cream. Because I'm fired up today. I got on the scale today and I'm 209 pounds. Okay, you guys know that I'm on the fitness journey. I'm showing you guys my video journal. And I started at 217 pounds where I started all this 12 days ago. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing faint abs. Hold on, the faint abs. Woo! The faint abs! The faint abs! The faint abs! I'm telling you, it'll be back. I will be back. I want my Terminator shit. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you guys my secret and exactly how I did it. I'm talking about step by step, everything. I'm going to be in great shape like I was. When I turned 45 and all the gray in the beard, I was just like, it ain't over, bro. It ain't over. Hold on. Let me. Ooh. Dr. Doom. Okay. All right. But listen, a lot of you guys calling this a fake fight and all this shit. I'm going to quote one of you in the war room. I forgot, one of my show business partners said, was it Justin Hill? I forgot who it was. You guys said, you said something like, and if I misquote you, I'm sorry, but it was dope. You said something like, if this is a fake fight, it definitely has real consequences. I keep telling you guys, man, if it goes on their real record or not, whatever it is, you know what you saw. It's just like Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney. Devin Haney is still undefeated, but we know what we saw. You cannot erase what we saw. If Jake Paul knocks out Tank Davis, there's some real circumstances. The shit goes viral, and I'm going to lose $10,000. Jake Paul isn't just going to win in this exhibition. but he's also going to get a knockout bonus and an extra $2 million.
Robert Garcia looks at the situation through the eyes of a seasoned veteran. To him, there's nothing technically wrong with Tank taking the fight with Jake Paul, it's his career, his call. But the timing, Garcia says, feels off. He reminds everyone that legends like Mayweather, Tyson, and Pacquiao only turned to exhibitions after their legacies were set in stone, after they'd conquered the sport. Tank, though, isn't there yet. He still owes fans the kind of defining fights that build greatness, the ones that silence doubts and carve names into history. For Garcia, the issue isn't the matchup itself, but what it symbolizes. Instead of locking in with top-tier opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, Tank's diving into an exhibition-style spectacle with Jake Paul. To Garcia, it feels like skipping a vital chapter. He believes Tank has all the talent to earn true, lasting respect, but chasing shortcuts through flashy events risks staining that legacy. In his eyes, this fight comes too soon, more performance than progression, more show than substance.
Stop the contest before something like that, but I don't know, what's your just take on the whole thing?
I'm not very interested. That doesn't excite me. I know it's going to do really good numbers. I know they're making a lot of money, which is good for them, good for Tank, because in boxing that's what everybody looks for. I think is, you know, the good thing is they announced it as an exhibition, which is, I'm okay with it. You know, everybody does it. Mayweather has done it. Ali did it. You know, the only thing, my personal opinion is Tank. You know, they all did it when they had already accomplished so much. They already did so much. Mayweather did everything in boxing and accomplished everything. Muhammad Ali did the same, and many others that have done it. I think Tank never gave us the fights that we really wanted. Never really gave us those challenges. He never really challenged himself. He didn't give Roach that rematch, which he should have. You know, Mayweather did it when he had a hard time with Maidana and Castillo. Right away, he did the rematches to prove everybody wrong, and look at what he did. He beat him clearly. So Tank should have done the same. He didn't. That I could criticize, but then at the end also, if you're making 30 to 50 million, I don't even know what he's making to fight, to have an exhibition against just Jake Paul, I would have asked. I would do the same.
No one would say no to that, right?
If I had one of my fighters get an offer to fight a big celebrity, a big YouTuber for $20-30 million, I would probably do the same. So I don't blame him. You know, it's boxing. At the end of his career, 20 years from now, nobody's gonna care how many belts he won or who he fought.
Bernie Thaw boxer doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He laughs at those cheering for Tank just because he's getting paid, saying they're completely missing the point. Tank isn't hurting for cash. He's already one of the highest paid fighters of his era. Fans aren't tuning in to count his money. They're here for the thrill, the skill, the rivalries that make boxing electric. Bernie says the real story fans care about unfolds inside the ring, especially if Lamont Roach manages to take down Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz. That would shake everything, because Pitbull's known as Tank's toughest test. If Roach pulls it off, it forces everyone to question Tank's place and the real pecking order in the sport. Bernie's message is simple: Tank needs fights that mean something to keep his respect alive. Sure, these money bouts, like the one with Jake, fill the pockets, but they don't build legacy. And for true boxing fans, legacy is what matters most.
Match with Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No. I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. They don't want to leave it unfinished. And that's what the intrigue is. They want people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking fight. Everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money? Is we bidding there for the fucking money? Is he gonna give us some of the money? Are we waiting on him to feed us any bit? No. I want what I want. Fuck that. I'm selfish. I'm a fan. I want to see the fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody saying, oh, he get the bag, who gives a fuck? I hope he already rich as fuck. He already won 30 million in the last fight or something. He got more money than I'm ever gonna have. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the fights. I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see a fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking farce. Fuck. Motherfucker count another motherfucker pockets. They all getting paid. These motherfuckers getting paid millions. Boy, we making how much? 60,000, 40,000 every motherfucking day, going to work 9 hours a day and shit. And then coming home with come on, waiting on income tax and shit like that to get some big bread. Come on, man. I'm talking about the average person.
Lamont Roach speaks with calm precision, but his tone carries weight. He says he isn't against Tank taking the Jake Paul fight. After all, any fighter would find that kind of offer tempting. But it's how it happened that doesn't sit right with him. Roach reveals that his own contract with Tank included a rematch clause, yet Tank went quiet, cutting off communication before signing to fight Jake instead. To Roach, that's not just bad business, it's a break in professional respect. He admits he might have done the same in Tank's shoes, but only if it was handled the right way. What frustrates him isn't the fight itself, it's the silence, the lack of transparency. Boxing, he says, is built on mutual respect. And when a fighter skips out on commitments for the sake of spectacle, it chips away at that foundation. Roach believes the move might pay off financially for Tank, but it leaves behind something money can't fix, the sense that this could have been done with integrity, not impulse.
Right, for not executing that rematch. Is it safe to say that there was some money given to you because of that?
Money given to me, not necessarily, but
okay.
You know, like I said, those guys took good care of me. Those guys on the other side took care of me. Not him personally and not his team personally, right. But you know,
but somebody made it right for that rematch not happening.
Kinda, you could say that. Yeah,
I understand. I don't understand the position you're in, but from the outside looking in, you had a phenomenal performance against arguably one of the best fighters, you know, top 10 pound for pound fighters in Tank, which many didn't believe it would happen. So you want the opportunity to get back and you know, I guess get the victory. But can you really, honestly, putting yourself in Tank's shoes, be upset with taking advantage of the opportunity to fight Jake Paul? Reportedly, there's about $40 million that he's going to get paid. Now, I don't know this to be, you know, accurate, but I'm saying those are the reports, right? If you were in his shoes, wouldn't you do the same thing?
See, now, this is something that I explain and express, and I hope everybody gets. That opportunity is an opportunity that you probably cannot pass up. But it's about how you handle it. It's about how you go about it. A lot of people don't know that he actually exercised his rights to the rematch, so that contractually binds us to a fight. You cannot breach that unless you do what you have to do to handle the business, to be like, okay, well, we mutually agree to let you move on or swindle around and fight.
Jake Paul steps up to defend his fight, making one thing crystal clear: this isn't some exhibition like Mayweather versus Logan Paul. It's a fully sanctioned bout, with real judges, real rules, and a real winner at the end of it. Nothing about it is staged. Jake proudly brings up the knockout bonus too, calling it a massive motivator for both sides. He says he lives for moments when people doubt him, when critics say he can't do it, because that doubt only lights a bigger fire inside him. This isn't about chasing a payday, he says. This is about legacy, about proving something that can't be bought. To Jake, that knockout bonus isn't just money, it's a symbol of belief, a test of everything he's built through sweat and discipline. He insists he's been training harder than ever, locked in and focused. This time, he's not stepping into the ring to just hang on. He's stepping in to show the world he belongs among boxing's elite.
I mean, even the list you made years and years ago, Gervonta Davis is on the list.
Yeah, exactly. It's all manifestation, and it's a very powerful thing. And yeah, I think people don't dream big or set massive aspirational goals and then also put the work in. I think that's the other thing, is like, I'm still doing sprints and track work and bench press and squats and all of these things for the sport of boxing. So when I transition to NFL, I'm going to have a lot of that natural explosiveness and power from the past 6 years of training every day.
I mean, even on that list you made years ago, Gervonta Davis was right there. Yeah, Jake laughs. Exactly. It's all manifestation, it's real, it's powerful. He leans in, his tone serious now. People don't dream big enough. They don't set wild goals and put in the work. That's the difference. I'm still out here doing sprints, track drills, bench presses, squats, everything for boxing. So when I move into the NFL, all that explosiveness, that raw power from 6 years of daily training, it's already built in. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia doesn't hold back. He calls Jake's fight a calculated publicity move, something meant to keep Jake in the headlines, not lift the sport. Having his own history with Gervonta Davis, Ryan insists Tank didn't take this matchup for competition, but for cash. To him, real fighters chase legacy, not views or payouts. Legacy is what lasts when the lights fade, not the money, not the noise.
Jake Paul versus Tank, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone's talking about it. It's a whole thing. A lot of people liked it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first saw that it was a thing?
It pissed me the fuck off, bro.
Yeah, why?
It's just disappointing on mainly Jake's end. You know, we're not falling for the Disney Channel bit no more. We're not falling for you're not a fighter no more. We're not falling for that. You know, you're ranked as a cruiserweight and you're out here trying to fight a lightweight. And then on top of it, you were just talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. That doesn't make no sense. And, you know, I just felt like it was a disgrace to boxing and kind of it was not a good move by Jake Paul. You know, I understand people saying, you know, Gervonta got to go get his money, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we're not talking about that shit. We're talking about the sport, bro. We're not talking about, oh, you got to get that money, bro. Yeah, but everybody's open to criticism. That's the whole point of this media shit. That's why they talk about basketball players. They don't talk about, well, LeBron's making too much. Like, nobody cares, bro. If LeBron's missing the shot, he's missing the fucking shot. So at the end of the day, bro, I just thought it was a disgrace to the sport. Because on one end, you know, you got the casuals, right? The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Yeah. And to me, that's just it's tricking the public, and it's kind of bullshit, bro, at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if Gervonta was Jake Paul's size, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. There probably wouldn't even be a fight.
Shawn Porter takes a fair but honest stance. He gives Jake Paul credit. After all, not many outsiders have managed to bring real, world-class fighters into the ring. That alone, he says, is impressive. But Porter can't ignore what drives most of these matchups: money. To him, it's clear that many of Jake's opponents don't step up because they respect him as a boxer. They do it because he's a payday. That's been Jake's story from the very start. He's built fame, sure, but fame isn't the same as respect. Porter admits Jake's progress is undeniable. His technique, his conditioning, his discipline, all have grown. But true respect, the kind that lasts in boxing, comes from years of battling the best, night after night. And that's where Jake still has ground to cover. Because in this sport, Porter says, it's not fame or fortune that defines you, it's legacy, heart, and consistency.
I like, when it's all said and done and when you guys go off, they go into the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. And that's the problem with this sport. It's like, what Jake Paul did, man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it. Yeah. So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost. Unlike other sports.
Comedian and boxing fan Earthquake delivers his take with that trademark mix of humor and truth. He jokes that big, muscular fighters always look scary walking into the ring, until the bell rings. Then reality sets in. The muscles get heavy, the rhythm slows, and stamina starts to vanish. That, he says, could be Jake Paul's biggest problem against Tank. Jake's got the size and power, sure, but Tank has the brains, the timing, the ring IQ, the patience to make Jake swing, miss, and tire himself out. Earthquake laughs as he reminds everyone, those big muscles can't save you when exhaustion hits. That's when skill takes over. He predicts Jake might come out blazing, throwing bombs early, but as the fight drags on, Tank's calm and endurance will start to turn the tide. Because boxing, he says, isn't about size, it's about rhythm, control, and lungs that don't quit. Or in his words, this ain't no bodybuilding show. It's a fight for who's still standing when the body says stop.
Well, you're a boxing fan?
Totally.
Okay. Tank Davis and Jake Paul in November. According to betonline.ag, Jake Paul's the underdog at plus 139. Gervonta Davis is the favorite at minus 180. So he's the favorite almost 2-1.
Right.
What do you think will happen in this ring?
I don't know, but Tank should beat him. Tank should beat him, but Tank is smaller. And usually in boxing, you take the bigger man, but then again, Terrence Crawford killed that when he beat Canelo.
They're the same weight.
Yeah, they was
at the
same
time.
way-
Well,
at the
no,
time.
maybe a little bit different after they
Yeah.
rehydrated, but they weighed in at the same weight. There's a 30-pound difference between Gervonta and Jake Paul. Jake Paul had to lose like 30 pounds to get down to like 195. And Gervonta, I think, is like 160.
Gervonta all the way up to 160.
Oh, well, hold on. Gervonta.
160.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. No. 133.8.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he 133.
It's a 60-pound weight difference.
Yes.
60 pounds.
Yes.
Ooh. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, because the next one's coming with even more heat, more drama, and more boxing truth. Until next time, keep your guard up and your passion stronger.